We are tired of creased foreheads in the morning. We are done with our scarves falling off night after night. We're going scarfless. Introducing my satin dreams, the 100% satin bedding accessory, the perfect material for frizz control and skin hydration, total protection, complete comfort, absolute luxury.
Make sure you use the promo code HIPHOPUN, that's HIPHOPUN, to get free shipping. It's a limited time offer, so make sure you act now. The link is located at the top line of the description box. Don't wait, do it now.
What their argument is going to be, and it's going to be a strong one actually, is that an environment was created where people were not allowed to have their own opinion anymore without being threatened, with whether it's violence or with some sort of penalty. And that's just really, I don't like that. Like, I kind of feel like you can make your point. Like, I can tell you, if you and I disagree, I can tell you, look, I don't agree with what you said, and here's what I really think, without me saying, well, if I hear you disagreeing with me, I'm never going to be your friend. And if I see you, I'm going to kick your ass. You know what I mean? I'm going to harass your children on the way to school. Right? That's a whole nother line. And the thing is that Democrats and Republicans cross that line. And that's why I don't recommend for black folks to get involved with the Democrat-Republican stuff. Just be pro-black and just do the right thing. Do the right thing for your community. You don't have to be be a thug in order to make a point. And right now our country is on the brink of destruction because people are just fighting. They're too busy fighting than they are to actually coming up with solutions.
Indeed.
Powerful. You got anything else?
You go ahead.
I was listening. I was in a barbershop the other day, right? And I was listening. Young and May was on the TV. She was doing a freestyle, and she actually brought your name up just recently. I'm like, she said Dr. Watkins in the song. So then I looked it up. I'm like, I didn't know you had a little going back and forth with Young and May. So what happened with that? And she did claim that you made her go viral too as well when you spoke out.
You know what? I hope Young and May sees this, and if she watches this video, please call me and let's just talk. Because I never disliked that lady or that young person. I don't want to use the wrong pronouns because I know people now. But the thing was with Young and May, I saw her talent from the jump, right? And what happened was she wasn't even really known at that time. But I saw this video that she did where she's rapping, and I appreciate like a good artist. I'm like, wow, she's really good. And so, but I put it up and I just made a little comment where I said it's kind of sad to me that we've trained our young people to feel the need to really rap about genocide, right? To rap about, like murdering each other, and to feel like that's like me dealing with another black man means I must deal with you with a gun, like that's not healthy energy. And we've all felt the trauma from that. We've all had friends that were killed and went to prison and just terrible things happened. So that was my thing, was like, she could just as easily have been rapping about anything, but yet we have like the default is to go back to like black self-destruction. Like, I'm gonna drink and smoke until I'm dead, and next thing you know, I'm dying at the age of 40 or 50 years old, right, or younger. If you make me mad, I'm gonna kill you, right? Like, that's played out. Like, I know where it came from. It started, and this is something our generation has to take credit for. Ice Cube, I love him, love this guy, right? But he started this gangster shit. He actually said this in the song, right? So we have to kind of go back and really address some of this and kind of say, okay, let's really talk about where some of the culture has gone so that we can give our young people a chance to have a future, right? So that was my point. It wasn't me saying like, fuck her, like this is, get this bitch off my channel. Like, I wasn't thinking that. I shared the video. It went viral. I saw where she got the record deal after that. And she mentioned it. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that video I shared played a big part in her career. But I was happy about it. Like, I didn't feel like, oh man, dang, she got me again. It was more like, good for you, congratulations. Now you have power. Now it is your responsibility to use that power in a way that's going to create life and not death. That's going to create something good for somebody and not just more bad situations. I feel sorry. Like when you're really in that like thug gangster rap space, I feel sorry for artists like that. When I was young, I used to think that was the coolest thing in the world because I came along with like the Suge Knight era, Tupac and all that. I used to look at those guys and say, man, I would love to be an NWA, this, that, and the other. Now I feel sorry for people in that space because when you go out there and that's all the energy you're putting out, all the energy is, I got a gun, I'll use it, I'll kill anybody, whatever. You're going to attract all of that. Yeah. You're bringing that into your life. And then you have children And next thing you know, and then you start getting older. So you end up in that space with T.I. and Lil Wayne. Look at those guys now. They're having some challenges right now in life because now you're not a young guy who's got nothing to lose. You're a father who might be a grandparent real soon. So you're trying to protect a family now. But all this energy, all this energy you've been putting out for all these years is catching up with you. Right. And so I'm not dissing them or putting anybody down. I'm just saying that you have to look at the whole picture. So with Young M.A., I didn't know she was still rapping about me. I guess is still on her mind. I think she's intelligent. I've watched interviews with her. She's very thoughtful. She's obviously a brilliant artist, and I wish her like the absolute best. Like there's no like there ain't no back, ain't no beef, none of that. I don't beef with like young people that are much younger than me. Like I'd rather talk to you and understand your perspective. And she's always welcome to call me. I would love to sit and listen to her, just tell her story, because I think she's one of the most talented artists out here. I just kind of want us to think about the words that we put out there and the fact that young kids are always listening.
Absolutely. My final question, Dr. Boyce Watkins, on the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast this evening. Appreciate your time. Podcasting and the investment in podcasting. We obviously see this game is becoming very lucrative. It's very popular. Anybody is trying to do it. But there's obviously some money in it. So what is the power of, from an investor standpoint, to get into podcasting, to get into advertising on podcast, or just kind of investing into the game? And maybe anybody you kind of like, what's the power in that right now for an investor, in your opinion?
Well, before we talk, I talked to you guys about investing in this podcast, because what drives a lot of the money in media is pretty much the number of ears and eyeballs you have on your platform, and the ability of then a company can use that space to be able to sell a product or whatever the case may be. And a lot of money gets made from that. You see some of these deals Spotify's making. Spotify's a multi-billion-dollar company, and all they've pretty much done is sort of corral together all the different podcasts that are out there, and they're making real big boy deals with people, $100 million deals, stuff like that, which I think is great. Charlemagne the God, I think, is gathering people together to have teams of podcasts. I see what the guys with Earn Your Leisure are doing, and they're Sleep is for Suckers, and I saw them playing with some other people. And I love it. I think that is that's a smart business move. I think anybody looking to get into the game would probably be wise to sort of figure out if this is something you want to do. You can learn online how to get started with a podcast and invest that way, right? Invest with your talent, like you guys did. It looks to me like you got together and said, let's create a podcast about something that we love. You're very good at what you do, and your platform growth is reflecting that. Now, there's a lot of people, though, I'd say 80-90%, that start off and they kind of stay flat, right? It doesn't grow into much of anything. And so the question becomes, how do you separate yourself from that pack? Now, as a financial investment, putting money behind somebody else and things like that, there are these networks that are coming out. And I think it's really a standard media model where, for 100 years, we've had TV and radio where they would gather an audience, and then you're able to then package and offer that audience to corporations that want to sell products. This is the same thing, just in a different space, and it's more democratized because now you've got YouTubers that are making, $100,000 up to $1 million or more per year just on a YouTube channel. So there's a ton of money there, and then the sort of big kahuna of it all are the companies that are able to corral all that together, like YouTube. YouTube is like, we don't care what you're talking about. If you can get an audience, we'll break you off something. We'll keep the rest. Now, as a result, Google's one of the biggest companies in the world. A lot of their money was made that way, selling podcast-based advertising to corporations that have to get their product in front of customers. So I would like to see all of us really, if you talk about people in our community benefiting from the trends and where the money's at, we have to have a culture where we can really see that whole picture, right? See the whole chessboard, right? And not just sort of say, okay, my goal is to get out here and become famous. I see a lot of people that do that. They'll create a platform, and the whole goal is, how do I get everybody to know who I am and know my name, and so I can have clout and all that? And that's cool. But really, that next level is, how do you form partnerships with people who also can bring things to the table that you don't have? I think that allows you to accomplish 10 times more. And then there's a matter of saying, okay, how do you even go further than that to use technology and systems in order to, to scale on what you built? So there's a lot going on there. I think personally that it's the best thing in the world. But one little point I'll throw in there too is that anybody that's doing podcasts and say on YouTube, be really careful, because I've seen a lot of people make a lot of money on YouTube, and YouTube's power is that they can shut you down like that. Yep. So they shut a lot of people down very quickly, and then they lose their whole stream of revenue. So that goes back to the conversation we were having earlier about having more than one stream of revenue. Like if you're making all your money on YouTube, I don't care if you're making $250,000 a year or whatever on YouTube, that can go away quickly. So you want to understand business so you can know all the different ways to monetize the platform, so that in case YouTube shuts you down, you're still going to be okay.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, and definitely appreciate you for this beautiful Thursday, Dr. Boyce Watkins on Hip Hop Uncensored Podcast. Doc, do us a favor. Drop your business school address, drop your social media handles. You know what to do. Let's get the people to follow you, brother. Let's do it.
All right. People can follow me on Instagram at The Real Boyce Watkins. The Real Boyce Watkins. I love to be followed by Black people who either are intelligent or want to be more intelligent. And then also the blackbusinessschool.com, theblackbusinessschool.com. You can get started for free. We have 100 and something thousand students over there. And we put the Black community as our top priority. And we have experts on all areas of wealth that can help you go to wherever you want to go.
Appreciate you once again.
Indeed, Dr. Boyce Watkins on the Hip Hop Uncensored Podcast. Salute, brother.
All right. Thank you, brothers. Good to see you guys.
Always.
You too, man. Definitely. Congratulations, too. I heard you get married, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah.